Hey guys, and welcome to episode 16 of Firon's Commentaries to System Shock 2. So now we're finally on Deck 5, Recreation Deck. I've been looking forward to this since the beginning of the series, and now that we're finally here, well, I'm gonna have some fun. Oh yeah, just some worms that we met last time.
Your colleagues have managed to set up a transmitting station.
If it seems like I'm rushing, pretty much I was, because I had to redo this part like 20 times, trying to make it as perfect as I possibly could have.
To warn them of the events that have occurred on this ship. However, it will also draw power away from Xerxes, making him vulnerable to my will.
Considering what we did on Deck 4, I'm wondering why Xerxes isn't already fallen just yet. But Shiver Reborn's theory is that the transmitter on this deck uses a lot of power when used, because it's a radio transmitter. And I'm not too much of a technical guy, but I guess what he said was pretty accurate. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that power nodes are responsible for power transfers. So Xerxes would have to pay a lot of mind to other ship systems so that they wouldn't go offline while the transmission's in progress. And that would be the perfect opportunity for Shodan. And I totally did not just waste a psi point there. Oh well, I'll live. So our goal is to search for our terminals that have a piece of code in them. I think there's at least 4 that have pieces of code in them. The reason we need the code is that, well, how else are we going to activate the transmitter? That's pretty much about it. It's mostly a searching quest. Though the first time I played this game, or when I finally got to this part in the game, I was a bit puzzled on what to do exactly, because all I was doing was exploring and killing like I usually did, and I handled that pretty well. But I didn't know we had to search the ARC terminals, and I had to like get some help in order to find out what the code was. But this is still my most favorite deck of any deck on the Von Braun. I just love the atmosphere here. Not to mention, it doesn't seem as straightforward as the other decks. Anyhow, let's listen to a log by Cortez.
Okay, Delacroix. Yang and I have got the transmitter almost ready to go. Once it's up and running, we'll be able to warn Earth. Frank split up the transmitter code and uploaded it to a number of art display terminals throughout this deck. Just cycle through the art and you'll find a piece of the code. I don't think the worms will spot this. I don't figure they got much of an interest in the Great Masters.
That's true. Great Masters are dead, so I guess they wouldn't count. And he just confirmed our goal here. Gotta search for art terminals that have the coding. For the most part, I know where those particular art terminals are, except for one of them. But I know the code beforehand, but I'd rather not just be cheap and skip through the whole game. That'd be kind of stupid. I'd rather explore it like I always do. This game is meant to be explored and played slowly. If you take it too quickly, then you kind of ruin the experience for yourself.
This is Xerxes. The Deck 5 shopping area will be closed until further notice. We apologize for the inconvenience. The glory of the many grows with every passing moment. Glory to the flesh. Glory to the mass.
One thing I honestly love about this game are those random announcements by Xerxes. It just really strengthens the sense of being isolated, all alone on a starship, in deep space without anyone to help you out. I mean, not to mention, sometimes, besides making you feel all alone, sometimes it's just nice to hear Xerxes' voice, even though we know he's an evil computer. And here's a piece of the code. It's not the beginning or the end of the code, though. We still have to investigate for the other pieces of the code before we can really piece it together. But we can't really investigate this particular sector anymore. We don't have the key card to get into the crew quarters. So I'm going to heal up first. And just before we leave, here's a log by a replicator maintenance person, Murdoch.
The eggs we found near the observation chambers are different from the ones in Hydro. They release some kind of disgusting flying swarming thingies. Bullets don't do anything. Bullets, for Christ's sake. I never even fired a gun before this morning.
Honestly, who the hell fires a gun at flies? Ugh. Murdoch, she's so stupid, and it seems like she doesn't really care about anyone's feelings on this ship. I'll show you. Listen to this log by her.
I don't know what's going on around here, and I don't want to know. I'm not here for the glory of this stupid company. I'm just supposed to make sure the replicators are running, and now people are dying. I've got to turn this ship around and go home. God, get me the hell out of this place.
Okay, I can actually sympathize with her. I would feel the same exact way. But baby, you're not the only one on this ship who feels that way, okay? Everybody else doesn't want to be in this situation. Hell, I wouldn't want to be in this situation, yet I would help others out in trying to survive for as long as possible and keep these things from getting to Earth. Whatever. And here's my favorite message from the many.
Mistrust is the tyranny of your
Why do you murder our unity? No matter. The line is drawn. You will cease to be.
It is just a question of
Who will bring your end? Us?
That message just really stands out to me. It's powerful. Not to mention downright creepy as hell. But like all the hints of human nature in this game, this really hits the jackpot. Because the only thing more dangerous than anything else in our lives is ourselves. Think about it. When you're all alone and there's no one else to help you, and you're against almost impossible odds, unable to live comfortably, to the point that you go insane, what are you going to do to yourself? More importantly, what are you going to do to others when they finally find you? Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. That's pretty much what scares me about that message, but really, that's amazing right there. You gotta love the many. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Took a little secret entrance to the club. Anyway, this jump here is tricky, but definitely possible. Learned that from Shepard Reborn. If I had to count the amount of times I learned something from Shepard Reborn's commentary, well, I lost count. Sorry about that. Not much else to say, really. Just doing the usual ransacking, recycling, looking cool and badass all the time. But I do anticipate a great battle. But for now, I need to relax a bit. Piano. Well, since no one's watching... I never knew I was this good. Screw fingers, I can use my mind! Uh-oh. Looks like trouble. Luckily, with my new combat skills, there'll be no match. Let's cue some music! This is the end of episode 16. Be seeing you soon in episode 17. See you then.